Today, I'll be showing you guys some of the best live starting points careers you can do right now. Make sure to leave a comment on what team you chose after watching this video till the end. Let's get into it. The first team of today is Nuno Espirito's Nottingham Forest. They sit at third in the Premier League as of this moment. Once we get started, I'll go ahead and check the squad we're dealing with. It's obviously a strong squad, considering they're currently third. Their main goal scorer is Chris Wood. Although he's 33, he's still got it. A proven goal scorer is never something to complain about. Moving further back in this team, we'll find Morgan Gibbs-White. He's basically the glue of this team, a really good playmaker who also got the numbers in him. Nottingham also got arguably one of the best center-back pairings in the league, with Milenkovic and Murillo. At the flanks, they've got Elanga and Hudson-Odoi. Both are previous wonder kids who has finally fulfilled their potential at Nottingham. The team has a solid bench and an absurd budget of 71 million. I would improve their fullbacks and a new midfielder with that budget. Their goal of the season is to continue the impressive run and finish on one of the European spots, preferably top 4. At a long-term view, you should be able to make them champions in the Premier League and Champions League. Moving on to team number 2, we'll be taking a look at Valencia. They currently sit at last place in La Liga somehow. This is a club who should not even be fighting against relegation, but yet they are finding themselves in that situation. Looking at their squad, it's many good players in there, such as their striker Hugo Duro, defender Mosquera, and midfielder Pepelu. But the main man of this squad is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, Georgi Mamardashvili. Unfortunately for them, he's already agreed a deal for a transfer to Liverpool at the end of the season. But you'll be able to use him until then. Your objective for the season is to save them from relegation and eventually move them further up in the table. They have a massive budget of 65 million.
And you know what else is massive?
I would recommend your first signing to be a center-back as they lack quality there. Roma has always been considered a giant in Italian football, but nowadays the table says otherwise as they currently sits at 10th in the Serie A. When looking at their squad, I realized just how much talent they've actually got. They've got big names like Dybala, Hummels, and Dovbyk. They've also got some huge talents like Sol, Baldanzi, and Zalewski. They've got a budget of 31 million, so you should be able to bring in a few good players. I would advise you to sign an offensive-minded midfielder that can play both center mid and attacking midfielder. It shouldn't really be a huge task to get them back into European football again, but it would require a season or 2. Next up, we move from Italy back to England and Premier League. Unlike Nottingham Forest, Wolverhampton are not thriving at the moment. They are fighting a relegation battle, which is weird because they've got a few really good players. Strand Larsen, Kuna, and Ait Nouri, just to name a few. Players with very good potential such as Forbes, Lima, and Gomez. I would advise you to use the budget of 58 million and bring in some goal-scoring wingers, then you should be able to comfortably climb well above the relegation conversations. Moving on to the German league table, we'll find Mainz in a 5th position, which is very impressive for a club like Mainz. So your mission is to keep them at least in the top 6 spots, maybe even push for top 4. Taking a look at their squad, it's really not too impressive. The best players are Burkhardt, Lee Jae-sun, Amiri, and Hancha Olsen. Not names you've heard too much about in the past, but they've certainly found a good chemistry, it seems like. With an 11 million budget, I would look to bring in a young, high-potential center-back, as this team is a bit short of players there. You should also focus on developing Nelson Wiper as he could become very good in the future. The last team of this video is Stade Brestois 29, better known as Brest.
After 4 games, who here likes Brest? Like Brest? You do too?
I like the shape of them.
They find themselves in 11th position in the French top flight. This is not bad or good in any form for Brest, as they are quite familiar with finishing mid-table. Last year was an exception, though. They finished 3rd and secured Champions League football, which is crazy for them. This season, they've impressed many in the Champions League, sitting at a solid 9th position. That's why this is such a fun save to do. They've got an opportunity of qualifying for the knockout stages. And that is exactly what your objective is when starting this save. And there's still hope to finish in the European spots in the league too. Their squad has got some decent players like Kamara, Favre, and Del Castillo. With their 11 million budget, I would bring in a proper striker. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you.